Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jrod, the filmmaker and film major from Philadelphia, and today it's Jrod, the gamer from Philadelphia, because we are playing some Mortal Kombat 11, my first time hands-on with Mortal Kombat 11 through the stress test beta that just dropped this previous weekend. And I just gotta say that this beta, or the stress test, however you want to say it, has been so much fun. I've learned so much about the game, and also just learned so much about fighting games in general, and really utilizing the mechanics to the best of my abilities, which honestly I think this game is making me better at other fighting games, but we'll see. So I recorded my final session playing the stress test, and I was in such a hurry, I was so excited to play and get some footage, that I actually did not record my audio. I thought I was recording my audio. I was recording to a mic that was not plugged in, so I just have an hour-long blank MP3. So instead, I'm still going to show off the gameplay from my last session, my best games at least, not everything, because I do have like an hour plus of footage. But I'm just going to show off my best games from the stress test and talk a little bit about, what I really liked about the game, what I didn't like about the game, some things that I hope they implement, some things I hope they keep the same, and yeah, just give my general thoughts on the beta, as everyone is doing, because it's a beta. Firstly though, before I really get into anything, I just want to say thank you. I couldn't say it enough. I want to say thank you to everyone at NRS, not just for allowing me to be part of the stress test by giving me a code, but thanks for making this great game and a bunch of great games that have allowed me to make content for my channel. So yes, thank you to everyone at NetherRealm Studios 100 times over. With that being said, I'm gonna get into the best games and give you guys my commentary. Alright, so I know which matches I'm doing. I have all my matches lined up, so I'm going to get into my commentary just about these specific matches and about the gameplay overall. And the first most important thing is that the netcode on this online game so far is amazing. I'm not just saying that to say it. It's not like every game I had was a flawless connection. I'd had one game where the connection just lagged completely out and ended the game, and I've had some games with a lot of lag, but the connection was stable regardless of if I was playing against someone with Wi-Fi or playing with someone with a wired connection, and that was amazing. But my first gripe is actually really early in this game, right there. So yeah, my first gripe is the new feature, the breakaway, where you break out of a combo. It's like a breaker mixed with a I don't even remember what an air escape in Injustice 2. It's a little bit different than both though. It gives you some armor to get out of a combo. If you do it at the perfect time, then you can basically, if you do the breakaway at the perfect time, you can punish someone who was doing a combo on you. You just break out of their combo and then you respond with it. And it seems like a good mechanic. The only thing is I didn't really get to practice it because the only times I got it was by accident. And so that was a problem I had with the breakaways, the short hops, and sometimes the wake-ups. I got better with the wake-ups at the end. But the new features, I just got them a lot by accident, and when I really did want them, I really couldn't get them. So that'll probably just be about practicing the timing and the execution on them. But yeah, I don't think like the breakaway mechanic is bad. I can't really tell if it's broken or not because I haven't used it effectively. I had some people who used it really well against me in the game, but I don't think it was like I lost specifically because of that. And so yeah, we're going into my first game with Scorpion, who I spent the most time with in the beta. I was more comfortable with him. I also played some Baraka. I played Scarlet in this session, but I'm not even going to include that video because it was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, all three of the characters, in my opinion, are really good. they're good in different ways, and if you practice with them, if they're the character you want. Ooh, do you see that? I was so salty at that moment. We both did our fatal blows at relatively the same time, but I'm pretty sure his came out first because it armored through mine and then hit. Or did it just hit before mine? I'm not really sure, but we did them relatively at the same time and his beat mine, so yes, I was salty about that. But I do like how the fatal blow system. Oh, now I'm going for some Misery Blade mix here in the corner. I love the Misery Blade. It was so satisfying, especially when you got the overhead. It just looks so sick. And even sometimes when I would accidentally do it, wow, what a read. But sometimes when I would accidentally do it, it would just look cool, him standing there with the sword. Now here, I do specifically remember I wasn't trying to spam teleport. I was trying to do the Misery Blade 3, that little jab that I did at the end. And I kept, instead of getting down back 1-3, I kept getting down back 3, which is a teleport. So I teleported like 3 times. He's probably pissed. And here, he probably could have made the comeback because I was scared of Baraka in the corner. But luckily, I still had my fatal blow because it didn't hit the first time. And I got that kill. Finish him. So yeah, that was my first really successful game that didn't have too much lag. And yeah, like I said, the feature that I really love, the Misery Blade, it's such a fun, satisfying move to use. I loved actually learning which combos are safe, which combos are appropriate to use, good to counter with. But yeah, I just had a problem with executing on the new mechanics, which is not the game's fault. It is just that I haven't had much time to practice it. So next, I think I have another set with Scorpion. I think it'll be a Scorpion mirror match.
Scorpion.
So yeah, we're going into the Scorpion mirror match. Another thing about Scorpion is all of his variations were pretty fun to use. It was just that at the end, once people realized what Misery Blade could do, it seemed like Misery Blade was a necessity for Scorpion, so the other variations didn't get used as much. I really liked using like Misery Blade plus something else. Like he has a neutral jump punch move, he has an air grab move, fireball projectile. The one I did have problems with was his burning spear, and actually in games before these, I had Misery Blade and burning spear, and I would kept getting the burning spear by accident in a combo. So yeah, we're going in here. Guy blocked my Misery Blade mix, and he could have punished because the only safe part of Misery Blade is the little jab, the down back 1-3 jab. He did a nice wake up there, and I was saying when I recorded my audio that never came out, I was happy to have opponents who were practicing their wake ups because it would remind me like, oh yeah, I need to practice my wake ups. And see, he did it again. So like this whole time I'm thinking like, oh yeah, he's using it well. He wasn't really doing much else but waking up and poking. Oh, that, bro. Like, look at that. I got Misery Blade by accident, but look how intimidating that was just for me to slowly draw the sword as he's in the corner. I could have done anything there. And bam, kicked him right out the corner. What a not good. But so he's playing Chain Reaction, and I found out that Chain Reaction also has some pretty good mix. So I would love to play more with Chain Reaction when the game actually comes out. But actually, that's a good way to segue into my next point, which will be the custom variations and custom variations versus pre-made variations. I support NetherRealm Studios going as far as possible with the custom variations, if that means integrating them into tournaments, pro games, ranked matches, all that. I think that the custom variations should be a main part of this game. It was actually one of my favorite parts of Injustice, although it came with those gear stats, which made it, in the end, very hard to play player matches in Injustice. But I feel like if they keep the abilities regulated, if they, you know, make it so that every game mode has the ability to use these abilities, then I think it'll be better off for the game in the long run. And I had an idea. I might as well just say it while I'm here. I think for tournaments, a way that they could save some time with the custom variations is come up with like a code system. So when you're at home, you can make a variation, skin, abilities, and everything, and then it'll give you a code that you can go into tournament and basically make loadouts. So it's like, instead of spending all your time picking the items one by one, you just go in and type in 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. And 1, 2, 3, 4 is your code. It's unique to that variation, so it'll give you the skin, the abilities, and whatever else you wanted. And you could also make multiple codes to have multiple potential loadouts to change them, you know, fast. Because I think that is the one main problem with using the abilities in tournament, is that if you have to customize your character between every game, then tournaments are going to take a lot longer. See, look, so I know I'm getting sidetracked from what I was just talking about, but what I do like that I learned is, like, Scorpion does have his teleport, which does seem like a get out of the corner free tool, but because of the fact that you can't wake up with special moves anymore, it's not really. If you keep applying pressure to someone in the corner, you can stuff a teleport, you can stuff any move like every time. And that is one thing that I really like. So you can get crazy corner stuff. You can keep someone in the corner for maybe the entire game and really dominate. And to me, that's very sick. So next, we got about Fatality. Next, we're going to go into the set with Baraka. Let's do it, man. And as you can see, oh, not yet. Ooh, look! I mean, just look at this gorgeous,
I miss your
this gorgeous character, and I'm not talking about Scarlet. I'm talking about my guy, Scary Barry. So Baraka, I practiced with him the second most. It was Scorpion, then Baraka, then Scarlet. But I wasn't as confident with him, just because, like, I saw a lot of awesome corner combos, high damaging Baraka combos. But since there was no training mode, I didn't have time to practice them a lot. I was just trying to go with, like, easy bread and butter stuff, easy punishes, fast buttons, stuff like that. And so yeah, in the first time I played, I used his forward 2-1-2 a lot, and then I was like, okay, this string is probably not that good, but it is a safe string for Baraka, so I think if you use it properly, it is that good. And later in this session, you'll see, or this set at least, you'll see I use the forward 2-1-2, and I just keep up the plus frames with like a perk. And I think that will be a good segue to my next topic, which is pokes. I don't know which game specifically, but there is a game in here where my opponent throws. Actually, no, it might have been the second Scorpion match where my opponent throws out a lot of random pokes. And like in the beta, it was not uncommon to see people down one like 2 to 3 times back to back, or see people down 2 every possible chance. And like, I get it, they're fast moves, but the fact that like it was actually easy and almost encouraged for certain players to just do down one, down one, down one, then do the move to actually confirm that it was done, that was probably the most annoying part about the beta. I think there should probably be some nerfs to down one, even if it's not, you know, nerfed to a single down one. I think if you throw out, if you're mashing down one, there should be like some big repercussions, because it's annoying firstly, and in a game that looks so good, it is so fluent, and it plays so nicely, it kind of is like an insult to the creators of the game to be inside the game, literally mashing down one. But yeah, I lost this first game, and no, you know, it's okay. I was playing a pretty good Scarlet, and Scarlet is my worst character to play as, but also to play against because I have no idea what all her buttons do. But you know, we got one more in this set, and then we're gonna get into the final match of the video. Anything else about Baraka? Let me think. I enjoy, like, I'm glad Baraka has a lot of combo potential, big damaging combos. He's just like, he's a rush down kind of type in this game, and so I'm glad that characters who play like that are rewarded for it, basically. Whereas like Scorpion, he has a lot of options, he can do a lot of really cool, nice things, but he's getting low damage for them. Baraka has slightly less options and he has to play a certain style, but if you play that style correctly, you'll get amazing combos. And I kind of feel like it's like that for all three of the characters. If you play them a certain way, they probably won't work to your advantage, but if you play them the way they're intended to be played, it'll all work out. Forward 4-4. I was trying to use that more because I think that string was also safe. A lot of kick strings were safe, like just from my experience. I think every character had a kick string that was safe in the custom. Getting zoned here a little bit, which Scarlet is a really good zoner. She has like 2 straight projectiles, a low projectile, the tongue whip, and then some other things she can get through abilities. But Baraka's 1 projectile, I think it was really, really good. Like, I feel like if Scarlet had 1 projectile and it was any one of those versus Baraka's 1, Baraka would have the advantage. But her advantage is that she has a lot of zoning options. Yeah, so here's what I was talking about, where I was like, I realized, you know, forward 2-1-2 is safe, and I could actually like scare my opponent a little bit by just throwing it out there, and if it was blocked, poking and keeping it up. So whereas in the first game I feel like my opponent was a little more like willing to throw stuff out, do stuff, playing a little more wild, after I started enforcing the plus, yes, and I didn't I didn't capitalize on that crushing blow because I accidentally did it. Start this up, right? But yes, like, this is a lot what this game is about, you know, like making your opponent play how you want them to play, spacing them, zoning them. Well, not zoning them, but zoning them, but not in the sense that you're thinking like using only your projectiles, zoning them with your specials, zoning them with your long range moves, all that.
Final round. Fight.
So I got my first round win with Baraka, but hey, spoiler alert, I'm about to get my first dub with Baraka in this session. That wasn't, what was the name of that move? That was like the blade stab? I don't remember. But yeah, that move was really good. I for sure had the blood lunge. Oh no, I didn't have blood lunge. I had the gutted command grab one here, although I never used it because I couldn't figure out his best combo to get gutted off of. See, look, right there. I threw it out. Oh man. And what else? Oh yeah, so what happened was here I was like, I really wanted to get like a nice special move, maybe get a gutted corner combo, but I didn't realize until right now that I was 1 hit away from winning the game. So instead of choking it trying to do something cool, I just went for the easy Baraka win. Oh, jump attacks. Alright, we'll get into jump attacks. Jump kicks in this game were like kinda OP. I wouldn't say OP, but jump kicks were really good. Jump punches were almost non-existent. Except I did find out that jump punches were good for air-to-airs. And then jump kicks were good against grounded opponents. So that could be how they're going to be applied in MK11, but who knows? Now we're going to our final match, which is a scorpion mirror. And I can tell that because we were both fighting on the loading screen.
Round 1, fight!
And we have another chain reaction versus my super hot variation, which I just had Misery Blade and the Demon Slam, which is the air grab. Never successfully did the air grab in the entire stress test, but it looks cool. I wonder if you could hop someone up like with the teleport and then get the air grab. If that's the case, I would do that just because I'm sure it looks sick. So here we got, he's playing like very like first day any game. You just do a jump attack into a low attack, jump attack into a low attack. No, it's working out. What chain reaction gets you, it does give you some other mix-up options, but I feel like the spacing, the distance, and then just having a really good chip tool that you can use at a far range to prevent from being punished like that. Chain reaction was really good for that. That combo is also good. He's on there low overhead. It's like forward 3, 4. It's really good. Now I want him to stay in the corner, but of course the man did not want to ever stop doing things. Which, if you're a character who you like MKX, Injustice, you like never having to stop pressing buttons, Scorpion's okay for that, but he's so unsafe that if you're playing a good character, they're not going to do it. And we got it with the fatal blow. Secured it with the FB.
Fight!
Going into our final round. That was weird. He teleported behind me, and there was no autocorrect on that interactable, so I still just tossed it. Here's a little bit of that. He definitely poked at the right time there. That's a little bit of what I was talking about, that corner pressure, especially against the Scorpion, because you know as soon as they get up, they want to teleport, and no one's in the corner. Just like this, throw out that back 1, throw out that back 3, throw out something that'll... Don't know what I was going for, to be honest.
Finish him.
But as you can see, I don't know if you saw it, but he tried to do his fatal blow as soon as he got up, and the teleport hit him. You can see the blinking armor lights, and then I dropped the fatality. But it's okay. And that's gonna be mostly it. So I talked about like what I think about the new mechanics. Talked about the characters that were in the stress test. I talked about how much fun I had, and so I just want my final word to be that this game is even better than I expected it, which was crazy because I had high hopes for it. And I just can't stop thinking about the pre-order beta and the release, because I want to play it so much, and I want to play with so many other characters. And Ed Boon confirmed today that there will be other characters in the pre-order beta, so I'm just freaking excited. But that was it, man. That was my first and last time playing Mortal Kombat 11 via the stress test. So tell me how you feel about the gameplay. Tell me, I don't know, tell me if you feel me or not. If you guys have any questions about the gameplay, mechanics, characters, gear, abilities, any of that, just let me know in the comments, and I will be sure 100% to get to you and answer to the best of my ability. But with that being said, guys, yeah, I'll see you in the next video.